So, an interesting question came in my inbox tonight, and I wanted to cover that so I can do two videos because you know me, I can't shoot just one and be done. Oh no. So, I'm going to answer this question I thought was fascinating. You've read all the dating books, you've read some of the dating sites. What advice can you give us girls about first dates? I can tell you this, just be yourself. And don't let the dating books ruin what could be a great date. Case in point, Steve Harvey has a book out that says Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Love the book, learned a lot from the book because you have those 5 questions you have to ask before you go on a date. And I think it's great. However, he says that you leave during hour 2. You don't sit there and go, oh, you're so great, or I love every word you're saying. No matter, even if the guy asks you to stay, you leave during hour 2. So my piece of advice for you is, if you feel a connection, and if you try to leave and the guy asks you to stay, stay. Talk, make a short talk if you have to, whatever, but get to know each other. And just because a book says something doesn't mean that that's what you should do. What else can I tell you? Oh goodness. The 5 questions, what's your long-term goal? What's your short-term goal? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Those kind of basic questions is going to help decide the future of your relationship. There's so many people right now and my friends that are going through so much trauma that I see all this going on. I'm leery anyway of getting into another relationship. My guard is up. I have lots of guy friends, but getting into a relationship, my guard is up. I have one guy that I met off of POF, and we've been talking by text, and this is his weekend with his daughter. I've learned a little bit about him. Not much, because I don't feel like he's communicating a whole lot, and that's a problem. Communication is key. You have to have a verbal or texting or some form of communication in your day. If not, it's not going to work, and that's going to be a great friendship, but not a boyfriend-girlfriend growing on to a boyfriend-husband situation, because you can't just be like one moment, oh yeah, I'll talk to her, and then the next moment, oh, not going to talk to her, I'm busy. This doesn't work. So I would say communication is key. I would say don't let everybody know your business. By that I mean, if your relationship, it should not be based between you, the goalpost, and everybody else knows what's going on in your relationship. I had a little bit of that in my past with Mr. Park. Y'all remember I met him on Facebook before we went and met at the Morton Park in Charleston. That's how he got his name. And, that caused a lot of drama because I was a novice, basically. I had just came out of being in an 8.5-year relationship with Mike from North Carolina. So I thought, why not post a question on my Facebook, because he was a Facebook friend, and everybody was noticing how much he was replying. So, they were like, oh, he's really interested in you. But being blonde, I really didn't pick up on it until it was too late. And he, being the flirt that he was able to hit on one of my mutual friends. Goodness, we've hit on Mr. 8.5 years. We've hit on Mr. Park. Let's go with Mr. CB. If there was a situation that Mr. CB could grow up, I don't want to be mean. Let me take that back. I'm sorry. I would say if there was ever a chance for that to work out, it takes communication. I've been praying a lot. Some of the guys that I talk to, I think they're even praying, because one of the guys I talked to the other night, when he messaged me off of Meet Me, his handle is CB, and I immediately wasn't thinking, and I thought, oh my land, it's got to be Mr. CB. And of course, it wasn't too long. He was like, you want me to change my name? And I was like, no. I've just learned not to get my hopes up anymore. And I've got to learn that whatever's going to be is going to be. And if I say the wrong thing, push them away, they're not going to be scared off. Like that Jillian Hart book I read today, where the woman had just came out of a bad relationship and she had her guard up and she wasn't even going to want to try and date again. But yet this guy, he kept being her friend and showing her that not all guys are bad guys. And I see that every day in my grandma and my grandpa. I mean, they're going on 70 years of marriage. So, I don't know. I would say take one day at a time. Don't focus on what you want too much until you have at least 3 dates. Then you can honestly say that you have a relationship. A few of my friends have been very swell with talking to me about relationships and stuff lately. So I would just say take your time. Don't rush things. Lord knows you're going to have problems before you even get to the second date. So that's what I would say, patience. And you know what? You don't have to be the one texting all the time. And it shouldn't be you the one texting all the time. There should be texts coming back, or more importantly, phone calls coming back saying, hey, what are you doing? What are you up to? Don't run after the guy. Let the guy do the chasing. That's the natural law of the land. So that's my dating advice for this week. Hope that helps. God bless. See you soon. The Blonde Bombshell.